Hello world, this is another video filmed in Squamish at Mountain Fitness, trying to keep the health and wellness and fitness spirit alive. My name's John and we're going to try something a little different today. We're going to call this Active Recovery 2.0, and we're going to keep weaving in some of the practices and teachings of yoga. And we're going to blend in kinesiology, physiotherapy land to create a nice, well-rounded practice that will help us integrate the awareness, the bodily awareness of our anatomy, and some physiological nervous system awareness, and how the movement of breath, these deeper cycles of breath, coordinated with our movement, will help us create some more regulated and balanced nervous system space. The psychological part of this will be that perhaps in that space, which can be pretty busy, I'm sure, for a lot of you out there, is that we'll create some space for our mind to rest a little bit. So this is the recovery piece. So today's practice physically will be a little more dynamic, maybe a powerful element to the practice, at least the first half. And then we'll wind things down, we'll get into some deeper stretching and keep the dynamic breath going. So last class we talked about how this deeper kind of breathing in this practice, say compared to high intensity training or running, the breath might become a little more shallow even though it's got a nice rhythm. We're going to really deepen that. Expand the inhales and exhale fully. Combine that with our movement and see where that takes us. We'll warm up the body tissues, and hopefully get us into a nice rhythm and focus. I'll do my best because it might be a bit of a breathtaking away practice in the sense that it's faster, first part, to communicate the postures and still weave in this anatomy and alignment piece. So let's do it. Yoga mat, carpet, whatever you need to feel like you're solid on your practice, in your practice. You might need a block and a strap or a belt. And we'll just begin standing at the top of our mat. And our job here is to just begin tuning into the body, feeling into the four corners of each foot, and begin to feel how your body and your innate balancing system of the body, the innate intelligence of the body, begins to align itself with your attention. So feel into the swaying of the body from the toes, the ankles, up into the knees. Notice the pelvis floating forward, backward, side to side. All the way up your kinetic chain. Feeling each vertebrae stack one upon the next. And then your skull balancing on top of all of that. You want to tune into this sense of fluidity in the body. And with that fluidity, begin to deepen your breath. Find a fluid, seamless, and conscious breath cycle. For the next 30 seconds or so, you might wish to set an intention for your practice. So that might be like, I could really use a physical loosening up and stretching out. It might mean I could really use some time to myself to find some mental clarity. Times like these collective times, maybe you're thinking even beyond yourself, and your awareness is going to people that you love. People that you care about, family members, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, children, cat, dog. And maybe the practice is about offering to them, to the world, even. Whatever that is for you, take a deep breath in, fill the lungs, and exhale, let it go. And let's begin. So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, stretching out. And exhale and fold forward, elongating your spine. Take 2 more breaths here, pressing fingertips, palms into the floor. Anchor your feet, send your sit bones up to the sky. Let's take a halfway lift. Inhale, fingertips walk forward. And plant your hands and step back to a plank pose. Push-up plank posture. If you have any wrist sensitivities, some folks might come down to the forearms. Okay? You can also lower your knees down in a plank anytime in this practice. I want to make sure we're moving and breathing and practicing in an integrated way that's safe for our body and the conditions of your body today on the mat. From your version of a plank pose, take a full breath in. And then exhale. Let's lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale for cobra pose, lift the back of the heart. And exhale and lower. Find 3 more of those. Breath in to lift up. Breath out to let it go. For 2. And 1. Release, send the hips back. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Looking forward, come onto the tippy toes. You can bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or hop to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift, full breath out and fold forward. Root down into your feet, rise up and reach the arms. Big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Gonna pick up the pace a little bit here. Sink the hips into a chair posture. Use this posture to build heat in the body. Warming up the physical body so we're more attuned to our physical senses. Creating the heat necessary to help really stretch out some of our tight muscles, tendons, ligaments. Let's take 1 more breath in, maybe reach up a little higher. Fold forward all the way. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to shins or floor. Fold forward, plant your hands and step or jump back to plank. Full breath in. Exhale, lower all the way. For some folks, some practitioners, halfway. Cobra pose, or upward facing dog. The hips lift, the quadriceps squeeze, the core is active. Be aware of caving in the shoulders in this one. Some of us might be down like this. Let's use the chest muscles and our upper back muscles to press. Pull the heart forward, deep breath in. Child's pose or downward facing dog as you exhale. Right leg to sky as you inhale. Knee to nose as you exhale. Plank pose. Inhale, press back. Exhale, curl in. Last one. Stepping between your hands. Lower the back knee. Rise up, reach the arms. Breathing here. I like to weave in a dynamic practice. Often, if I've noticed the breath is shallow in my body, seems like a lot of practitioners, a lot of classes, and those participants appreciate a practice where they're breathing continuously while they're moving. So let's inhale, reach up. Next exhale here. Hands, arms come back behind you, sweeping them as you hinge forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale. Last one here, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank pose. Full breath in. Full breath out as you lower. Inhale, back bend. Downward facing or child's pose. Send the left leg to sky, inhale. Curling inward, knee to nose into plank. Full breath in, stretch out. Full breath out, curl in. Last one, big breath in. Feet between the hands. Lower your back knee. Reach the arms to sky. Breath and movement. Inhale, reach the fingertips. Exhale, hinge forward. Fingertips, arms reach back. Take one of the biggest inhales of your day. Reach up. Exhale, sweep the arms. One more time. Biggest inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, lift the back knee. Plank posture. Exhale and lower. Find your back bend as you inhale. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Pedal out the feet if you need or find stillness. Looking forward, bend your knees, step walk, or maybe hop to the top of the mat. Maybe hover. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Full breath out, press your fingertips, palms into the floor or blocks. Root down, rise up and reach your arms. Big breath in. Breath out, let it go. Sink the hips, chair pose. Draw your palms to your heart center. A couple options here. Twisting to your right, left hand to the outer right knee, right hand to your tailbone sacrum, and spin the chest. Breathing. Some practitioners, you might have this in your practice. Come down to your tricep, press the palms. Pressing here will help spin and lift the chest. So be mindful of collapsing and press and lift. Lifting the sternum up towards the thumbs. Belly to spine as you exhale. Find a complete balance in your body. From the ground up, find a fluidity. Release the pose, inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms come down. Sink the hips, chair posture. Exhale, twist left. Option 1. Option 2. Be mindful of collapsing and press, lifting the chest, palms to sternum. Deep breathing here. Let it build heat in the body. Use the muscles of your core, your spine, your rotators to spin the chest. Looking down, press the feet, inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, reach up. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. Step or jump back, plank pose. Lower as you exhale, halfway or all the way. Back bending as you inhale. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Right leg to sky as you inhale. This time, bend your right knee. And press the outer right knee to the sky. Take your forehead towards your left knee. Look towards your knee. With 3 more breaths, try to wrap your right shoulder down towards the floor. As you press the right knee to the sky. Straighten your right knee, inhale. Knee to nose as you exhale. Full breath then, reach back, press the right foot. Exhale, step between your hands. High lunge, reach the arms up to the sky. Breath and movement to open up this left hip flexor even more, and the chest and the upper back. Inhale, lean back, squeeze elbows, shoulder blades together. Exhale, press forward, full breath out. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, press. Last one. Let's inhale, reach up. Twist to your right. Option 1. Left hand, right thigh. Right hand to your low back. Or 2, like the last twisted chair. Stack your elbows, press your palms, and lift. Deep breathing. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale, release the pose. Arms to sky. Exhale, frame the front foot. Plank pose, exhale down all the way, halfway. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Deep breaths. Left leg comes up to sky, bending the left knee, stack your hips. Press the left outer knee to the sky, to your ceiling. But try to wrap your left shoulder down to the floor to square the shoulders up to the ground. Lift a little higher for one breath. Take your knee to your nose as you exhale, curl in. Full breath in, press back, straightening the left leg. Curl your knee into your nose, step between the hands, rise up for a high lunge. Squeezing the legs. To test that, you might bend your right knee, hovering it down towards the floor. Wrap the right hip forward, left hip back. Then straightening the right leg, squeeze your right quadricep muscle. Breath and movement. We'll draw the elbows back, open the chest, big breath in. Full breath out, press and hinge forward. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Exhale, release it. So inhale, reach up. Twist to your left. Your variation. Look down, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, frame your front foot. Lower halfway or all the way as you exhale. Back bend, inhale. Send your hips back, exhale. Coming into side plank. Walk your left hand under or to the center of your mat. With your hips up, take it out onto your outer left edge of your foot, the outer left edge of your foot. Spin the hips, coming into your side plank. Some practitioners might choose to do this on the elbow. Forearm. Side plank strength, we're working these obliques, lats, gluteus medius, TFL, all the way from the heel, outer leg, outer lower leg, side of the thigh. Lots of core work here. Shoulder stability and breath awareness. Adding on here, right leg to sky. Reach your right arm overhead. Take a big breath in and press and reach away. Take your elbow to your knee, curl in, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in. Let it be wobbly, last one. Exhale, curl in. Come into plank pose. Switching sides. Lift the hips up. Right hand to the center of the mat. Then come out onto the outer edge of your right foot. Side plank. Deep breaths. Notice if your hips are caving or sagging down, try to lift them up to the sky, sending the skin of your left body upward. Left leg lifts, left arm overhead, big breath in, knee to elbow as you exhale, curl in. Breath in, breath out. Last one. Curl in, plank pose. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Breath in. Lower all the way down to the floor. If you need a strap for this one, grab hold of your strap. I'm going to lift up for first cobra pose. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Anchor your pubic bone and feel the kneecaps lifting up. Squeeze muscle to bone in the low body. Really deepen the breath here. Hands pressing into the floor. On this version, really press. Work the elbows towards straight. But innervate, activate your upper back by hugging the elbows in. There's our lats, our rhomboids. Press and deepen the breath. Squeeze the body. Pelvic floor, the perineum is lifting upward, especially on the exhale. Same with the belly button drawing inward. This is our transverse abdominis. Big breath in and then exhale, release. Release the arms. Okay, options, do the same posture you just did, or bend your knees, both your knees, grab onto your ankles. Here's where the strap might come in handy. Okay, if that's a bit of a reach for you, strap. Okay, one foot, then the other. We're gonna go into bow pose here, just pressing your feet into the strap or into your hands, peel the chest up. Deep breaths here. Try to press the tops of your thighs down. Some practitioners, you might play with bringing more body weight onto your front body, your belly area. Others, pressing back, trying to anchor the pubic bone and take the tops of the knees down to the floor. Really trying to open up the body here. Open up the spine. Stay toned in the abdomen. Lift a little higher, one more breath. Exhale, lower down, let it go. Coming into child's pose or downward facing dog. Coming into downward facing dog if you're still in child's pose, or stay resting if you choose. Lifting left leg to sky, full breath in. Knee to nose, exhale, stepping your foot between the hands. Pause here. Let's take our right heel down to the floor. Yoga practitioners, if you're familiar with this, are setting up for Warrior 2 with a little twist. Okay. Some folks, some practitioners, so we're just hanging here, pausing here. This low lunge, but now our outer edge of the foot is pressing. I'm going to push through your feet like your legs are extending through the floor, but then pull in. So innervating the outer pressure with the inner. From here, extend your right arm to sky. Some folks, maybe you're on a block or a water bottle. Side angle with a lunge. The right hand can be reaching straight to sky, to your hip, behind you, maybe overhead. Let's rise up. Low lunge, extending the arms for a warrior posture. Straighten the front knee, reach the arms up, big breath in. Exhale, lunge back into your warrior two. Full breath in, reach up. Full breath out. Last one. Full lunge here. Extend the arms, fingertips. Lean back, left arm up, right arm back. Press through your feet, but deepen the lunge. Hug the legs together. Ready for a transition here. I'm going to come into a balancing posture. Release the pose. Some folks heel toe the back foot in. We're coming into a half moon posture in yoga. Left hand down to the floor or a block. Right leg comes up. Okay. We want to really wake up this glute med here. A lot of folks don't train them as much as they maybe need to be trained for pelvic and spinal stability. So if your leg is coming down, maybe it's enough, it's burning here already, but see if you can wake up this frequently dormant muscle in our culture by lifting the right ankle, right outer leg, right outer knee to the sky. And try to take the right iliac crest of the pelvis back in space. Noticing, roll the pelvis open to the side of your mat. Deep breath in, lift a little higher. Feel the right ribcage lifting. And stepping all the way back, landing in a long lunge. Straighten left knee once again. I'm going to open up this hamstring on the left leg a little bit more. Triangle posture, reach forward. Left hand comes down to the floor or a block, a water bottle. Similar to the last posture, we want to spin the chest open. Take the right ribcage up and then back. Push through your feet, hugging the heels together. From there, press the pubic bone forward and take your heart back. And find the alignment from your tailbone to the center of the chest, to the crown of your skull. And breathe along that body awareness, expanding the lungs. Using this deep breath to regulate the nervous system. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, look down. I'm going to rise up on an inhale. Last variation from here. Square up the hips and pelvis to the front edge of the mat. So step the right foot forward. Okay. Last posture on this standing leg, front leg. Pyramid posture. Send your hips back. Hinging at the hips, fold forward over the front leg. Fingertips to floor or blocks. For this variation, walk your fingertips as far forward as you can. Some practitioners lead with the chin, stretch out the fascia in the front of the neck, or tuck your chin, elongate the back of your neck, chin to chest. Take some of the deepest breath of your practice, of your day here, maybe of your week. And exhale fully. Looking forward, bend your left knee, plant your hands. Let's step back to plank pose. Take a full breath in at the top. Lower halfway or all the way. We're going to rinse out the body here. Breath in, take a back bend, rinse out the spine. Send your hips back, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Extend your right leg to sky, inhale. Knee to nose, step through. Pause here. Let's take our left foot and the heel down to the floor. Walk your hands inside the front foot. Pause here. For a lot of folks, this might be intense on the hips, on the pelvis, on the groin. So come into your working edge, your comfortable but not so comfortable edge. Find that joyful discomfort. Your right hand on the floor or a block. Reach your left arm to sky, maybe to left hip, or reach your hand all the way overhead, over top of the top of the mat. Extended side angle. Press your feet into the floor. Lengthen the torso, left and right side. Spin the chest, spin the rib cage. And breathe into places that you haven't yet in your practice. Release the pose, rise up, warrior two. This right quadricep might be burning for some of you. That's fair. Okay, we're gonna rinse that out. Straighten your right knee, inhale, reach the arms. Full exhale, glide into your lunge again. Breath in, reach up, rise up. Exhale and lunge. Two more times, breath in. And out. Last one. Exhale. Lean back, right arm to sky, left arm back. Release the posture, coming into that lunge with the balance. The left side of the body, left leg is coming up. Maybe heel toe the back foot in. Bend your right knee. Right hand to the floor on a diagonal to your front foot. 1 or 2 o'clock. Left leg up. Bring awareness into the strength and integrity of your left side body by really pressing your left ankle, left lower leg, left outer knee up to the sky. Try to take your left hip over the right hip. Stack the shoulders. Reach your crown away from your back heel, back big toe, the left big toe. Release the posture by stepping all the way back, finding your lunge, then straighten the right knee, coming right into triangle pose. Right fingertips reach forward, left hip back. Come into any variation of this posture that feels good for your body. Look down, rise up. Hands to the hips. Let's square the pelvis up to the front edge of the mat. Right foot forward, left foot back. The back toes are out on a 15, 25 degree angle. Pyramid pose. Hinging at the hips. Send your hips back. And a little micro bend in the front knee. Fingertips to the floor or your blocks. Deep breath here. Take your right hip back in space and your left hip forward, squaring up the pelvis to the front edge of your mat. Fingertips walk forward to literally help you feel the sensation of stretching the skin on your side body. That's between the iliac crest here, the top of what we call our hip, and our lowest rib, 12, 11, 10, this region right here. Lengthen that area, feel into the awareness with the breath. One more clearing breath. Plant the hands, look forward, and step back to plank pose. Take a full breath in, and then rinse it out. Lower halfway all the way, find your back bend. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Right leg to sky, inhale. Coming into pigeon pose. Right knee to the right wrist. Walk your left knee back. Some practitioners might appreciate placing a block, water bottle, or a cushion under the right hip. A little more accessible for some folks to bring the left knee forward into this 90-90 shape or antler pose. Getting into an outer right hip stretch. Maintaining connection to your breath, that dynamic breathing we've been doing up to this point. There's options from here. If you're feeling like heating it up a little bit more, but opening up the quadriceps. Bend your left knee. Reach for your left foot, left ankle. Pull the heel towards you. If you can't quite reach, loop a strap around your foot and ankle. You might pull it right over the shoulder. This can be and feel remarkably amazing for practitioners who are advanced and the body is open. But using a strap can bring more body awareness into squaring up the body, feeling into the alignment and intelligence of your body, maybe with one or two hands. Press and pull and feel a lifting upwards of the body. Some practitioners that are a lot more open, maybe one day you're working towards this, reaching your hands for your feet. Releasing the pose, release the bind. Step into child's pose or downward facing dog. Since this is active recovery 2.0, spontaneity, right leg to sky, stay here, circle the hip maybe, or we're gonna take it over into wild thing. Take your right foot up and back behind you. Plant both your feet onto the floor. We're going to lift the hips up. It's like a one-armed tripod, back bend, whatever you want to call it. Heart to the sky. Deep breath. I'm going to find full exhales here. Press through the feet, lift hips. Deepest breath in. Exhale, release, downward facing, left leg to sky, inhale, left knee to left wrist, pigeon pose, or your workable variation. Lift your right knee up, walk it back, get a little more out of this posture. Be safe on this knee. If there's any pinching in the knee, place a block or cushion under the hip. If it's really sharp, it's a sign that the body needs an adjustment. Maybe bring your right knee forward. Other variations. Thread the needle. We're taking the shin onto the top of the thigh. You might stay up. A little more accessible to lie back on your back body. Reaching for shin or behind the thigh. And then take about 10 more breaths here. Practitioners taking the bind, if you haven't already, bending the right knee. And using a strap, you put around your ankle, top of foot. Practitioners that aren't, just grab the top of the foot, pull the heel towards you. Blocks can be super helpful. If it's a bit much, you're struggling to find balance in the pose, block or something under the left hip, so that you can really actually focus and concentrate on what you're doing. Find a sense of being uplifted here. So press and pull the knees down and in towards your midline. Let's release the pose. Step back into downward facing dog. Step or jump your feet up between your hands. Come to a seat. Extend your left leg. Take the sole of your right foot into the left thigh. Reach the arms up, fold forward over your extended thigh, extended leg. Deep, smooth, clean breath here. Rising up. Take your right knee up. Staying here. We're going to take a twist, maybe the right foot up and over. Okay. Neither one's better, it's what happens to work for your anatomy. So, right hand behind us, left arm up. Exhale, pull the belly button in to draw the organs in, rising the chest up tall as you look over right shoulder. You can hold on, pulling the thigh up towards you. Some might press the outer tricep against the right thigh to spin the chest. If you have a bind in your practice, you're a yoga practitioner, go for the bind. You don't have to be a yoga practitioner either. You can just be a regular human being and stretch and breathe and move and feel healthy. Let's release the pose. You can take a counter twist if you like. And then we're going to find that sequence other side. Left sole of the foot in to the right thigh. Arms reach up, inhale. Fold over your extended leg. Deep breath. Rise up, release the posture. Let's find our twist. Twist to the left. Unwind. Extend both legs. Two options for a forward fold. Legs extended. Maybe you need to work stretching the groin a bit more. Take a butterfly and fold forward. Those two options there. You can make it a nice balanced fold where it's balancing the passive with any pulling of the feet, or your strap might be on your feet. If you have the space in your day, your practice right now, maybe pause it. Pause it at this forward fold. If it's feeling really good, pause it until it feels like it's a good time to continue. Otherwise, we're going to rise up. Draw the feet in, knees bent. Last couple, and then we're on our way to a final integration, final rest. Lean back to the point where you feel some core engagement and lift the sternum up. So we're tapping into the strength of the back body actually to lift the torso. Lean back to the point where maybe the feet float. Just going to rinse out the core a little bit here. You might stay or inhale, lean back. Arms open up. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, breath and movement. Exhale. Last one. Pause at the bottom. Hold it. We'll just be here for 5 minutes. Hold it. I'm kidding. Pedal the feet out. Arms open up. Then lower. Knees to chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe take a deep breath. Plant your feet onto the floor. I'm turning around so the camera can see and hear me okay. Last posture here. We're going to take a back bend. Bridge pose or wheel pose. For bridge, hips lift, feet plant, lifting the hips. Stay active or place a block or a cushion under the hips. Okay, if you need a little more of a restorative practice, that can be awesome. Squeeze the glutes, keep the pelvis lifting. Press the back of the head into the floor. There's a gentle pressure there to maintain strength and integrity in the neck. Those coming into wheel, hands come overhead, thumbs point in towards the ears. Press up to the crown of your skull. Maybe here's enough, or press up. Full wheel pose. Breathe deeply. Press through the feet. Lift the front of the body to the sky. Press the heart forward. Here's an extra challenge, lower to the crown of the skull, those in wheel. Pause. And then lift up again. Squeeze the upper back. Squeeze the back body. Let's take a deep breath in. Lower. Lie flat. Tap into your body's relaxation response. See how quickly you can get your heart rate to level out with the focus of your breath. Let the body be heavy. Soften the face right away. Soften the jaw, the cheeks. Let the bones of your body sink into the floor. Final rest pose. Start to become familiar with the way your body and your physiology regulate your experience of your nervous system. Stay as long as you can, resting and integrating your practice. If you need to transition, bring some deeper breath into the body. Take your time to come up towards a seated posture. For some practitioners of yoga, or practitioners of life in general, now might be a great opportunity to take some space, some time for yourself for some meditation. Continuing to tap into the stilling process that is your experience. Maybe in another video we can start to add some meditations. But thanks so much for sharing the practice. To go back one step, I say rest as long as you can, because I can feel in my own experience right now that I could still use some of that time to settle and integrate the practice. It was a pretty strong practice, so if you're feeling charged, maybe that's exactly what you need. Maybe stay longer and settle a little bit longer. Give yourself the gift of clarity and relaxation. Thanks again for sharing the practice. My name's Jon, here in Squamish, sharing this with the community and the